Hello friends, today's topic is about urea cycle. So urea cycle means how urea is generated in our body, that is explained in this video. So before starting off urea cycle, you have to remember that urea is the end product of the protein metabolism. So when protein is degraded, from that protein amino acid is separated, and now this amino acid that is containing one particular amino group, and from that amino group ammonia is generated, and this being a highly toxic molecule of ammonia, it is immediately detoxified further into a urea molecule, and that will be finally excreted from our body as the end product of the protein catabolism. So in a structure of ammonia we are knowing that it is NH3, but in a structure of urea you can see that particular 2 nitrogen atom is there. Here a structure of the urea. So these 2 nitrogen atom, out of that two, only one is derived from the ammonia, while another one is derived from the aspartate or aspartic acid amino acid. Now CO group of this urea molecule, that is derived from the carbon dioxide. So this urea cycle which is helping to form this urea molecule, that we will look in this video. This urea cycle is also called a Krebs-Henseleit urea cycle, because this urea cycle is explained with the help of this medical student Henseleit with the help of this Sir Krebs. So here you have to remember this name, because sometime in exam it is asked as a Krebs-Henseleit cycle. So you don't have to confuse between the Krebs cycle, that is the TCA cycle, and Krebs-Henseleit cycle, that is the urea cycle. Urea cycle is also called the ornithine cycle. Ornithine cycle because it is starting with the ornithine. At the end of this whole urea cycle we will also get this ornithine molecule back. So further in detail of this urea cycle we will look. Now to understand urea cycle, you have to understand total 5 reaction of that urea cycle, and these 5 reaction is occurring with the help of 5 different enzyme. So first we will look over that 5 different enzyme of the urea cycle. First enzyme, that is CPS1, that is called a carbamyl phosphate synthetase 1. Here synthetase means ATP is utilized. Second enzyme, that is OTC, that is ornithine transcarbamylase. Now these two enzymes are present particularly inside the liver mitochondria. Now further reaction of urea cycle will occur in the hepatocyte but inside the cytoplasm. So in urea cycle, first two reaction in the mitochondria, rest three reaction inside the cytoplasm. Now third reaction with the help of enzyme argininosuccinate synthetase. Again that synthetase where ATP will be required. So argininosuccinate synthetase which is helping to make argininosuccinate. This argininosuccinate will be broken down. So that is with the help of enzyme argininosuccinate lyase. Now last enzyme of this urea cycle, that is arginase. So simple, these three enzymes which are starting from the A, all these three enzymes present in the cytoplasm. So urea cycle have a also compartmentalization, means two enzyme in the mitochondria, three enzyme in the cytoplasm. Now further in detail of each step of the urea cycle and with the detail of each enzyme, that we will look in this video. So first step, that is ammonia is generated, and ammonia is combined with the carbon dioxide with the help of that ATP, that enzyme carbamyl phosphate synthetase, which is helping to make carbamyl phosphate. Now this ammonia is mostly derived, or main source of ammonia, that is glutamate dehydrogenase, which is also present in a liver mitochondria. And from the glutamate ammonia is generated. This ammonia will combine with the carbon dioxide with the help of enzyme carbamyl phosphate synthetase 1. Here that enzyme synthetase, so ATP is needed. This enzyme is belong to a class 6, that is ligase variety of the enzyme. So this enzyme is present in the mitochondria. Further you have to remember one more thing, that is magnesium is needed for this enzyme activity. So carbon dioxide, ammonia plus 2 ATP is needed, not a single ATP, 2 ATP is needed. This one is a rate limitation step, as well as allosteric regulation over this enzyme is present. This allosteric regulation with the help of N-acetyl glutamate. This glutamate, which is from that glutamate ammonia is generated. Same way this N-acetyl glutamate, that is allosteric regulator of this CPS1 enzyme. Now same as a CPS1, there is one more enzyme, that is CPS2. But this enzyme present in the cytoplasm, and it is useful for the pyrimidine nucleotide formation. So you have to remember difference between CPS1 and CPS2. CPS1 for the urea formation, which is allosterically regulated with the N-acetyl glutamate, while CPS2 which is required for the pyrimidine nucleotide formation, which is not under allosteric regulation with the NAG, means N-acetyl glutamate. Now in the liver mitochondria, this carbamyl phosphate is synthesized as the first step of the urea cycle. Now this carbamyl phosphate will combine with the one more molecule, that is ornithine. Now this ornithine that is coming from the cytoplasm inside the mitochondria. Now inside the mitochondria, this ornithine will combine with the carbamyl phosphate and finally making citrulline. So this citrulline is generated inside the liver mitochondria with the help of enzyme ornithine transcarbamylase. So ornithine and carbamylase combine, and here two molecules are joined. So here that enzyme, that ornithine transcarbamylase, and this enzyme is present inside the mitochondria, and this enzyme, you have to remember, it is X-link enzyme. So this enzyme is X-link, and this particular enzyme is also important because wherever the urea cycle disorder, mostly this enzyme disorder is seen. So that you have to remember. Now, so first and second reaction which is occurring inside the mitochondria, and finally citrulline is generated inside the mitochondria. From the mitochondria, this citrulline will go outside in the cytoplasm. Now inside the cytoplasm, this citrulline will combine with the one more molecule, that is aspartate or aspartic acid. So citrulline plus aspartate that will combine and make a argininosuccinate. Here enzyme, that is argininosuccinate synthetase, same as a carbamyl phosphate synthetase. Here that argininosuccinate synthetase which is forming that argininosuccinate molecule. Now further in detail of this argininosuccinate, you have to remember it is synthetase, that is considered the class 6 ligase variety of the enzyme which is present in the cytoplasm. Here as a synthetase, so ATP is also needed. So here one thing you have to remember, that ATP is converted into the AMP, means 2 high energy phosphate is released. Here also 2 ATP is needed, so 2 ATP is required for this first reaction. Here that ATP to AMP level means 2 high energy bond is utilized in the third reaction. So first and third reaction where energy will be utilized inside the urea cycle. Now further this argininosuccinate will be broken down, and here it is broken down with the help of enzyme argininosuccinate lyase. So lyase variety of enzyme which is breaking this argininosuccinate into the arginine plus fumarate. Now this fumarate, that is one of the intermediate of the TCA cycle also. So this fumarate which is present in this cytoplasm, that will be further diverted for the TCA cycle inside the mitochondria. This ASL, that is argininosuccinate lyase enzyme, that is also present in the cytoplasm. So it is lyase variety cytoplasmic enzyme, and finally whatever the fumarate is generated go back into a TCA cycle. Now finally this arginine, from that arginine that ornithine plus urea is generated. So final product of urea cycle, that is urea. So urea is generated from the fifth step of this urea cycle, that is with the help of enzyme arginase. So here enzyme, that is arginase, which is one kind of hydrolase variety of enzyme, means water molecule is added, and with the help of that water molecule and enzyme arginase, arginine is broken down into a urea, and finally again that ornithine molecule is back. So arginase, that is one kind of hydrolase present in the cytoplasm, and finally urea and ornithine is generated. This ornithine which is generated inside the cytoplasm go back again into the mitochondria. So it is starting with the ornithine, so that ornithine is needed for that urea cycle which is involved in this urea cycle, and finally making citrulline. From the citrulline argininosuccinate, arginine, and finally ornithine molecule is coming back. So it is also called a ornithine cycle. So further in detail of this urea cycle, a quick summary, that carbamyl phosphate which is formed with the help of ammonia plus carbon dioxide with the help of ATP. Here enzyme, that is CPS1, that is carbamyl phosphate synthetase 1. This CPS1 which is helping to make carbamyl phosphate will combine with the ornithine. Now here you can look that particular ammonia which is helping to make first nitrogen of the urea molecule. So carbamyl phosphate plus ornithine with combine with the help of enzyme OTC, that is ornithine transcarbamylase, and which will helping to make citrulline. Now this citrulline which is generated inside the mitochondria go back in the go into the particular cytoplasm. So in the cytoplasm, this citrulline will combine with the aspartate or aspartic acid. So this citrulline plus aspartate that will combine and make a argininosuccinate with the help of enzyme argininosuccinate synthetase. Again it is synthetase, so high energy bond, that is ATP is needed. Further this argininosuccinate will be converted into the arginine plus fumarate. So arginine and fumarate that will form, that is also occurring inside the cytoplasm, and enzyme, that is argininosuccinate lyase, which is breaking this argininosuccinate molecule. Now further, this fumarate is mostly diverted for the diverted for the TCA cycle, while this arginine will further convert into the urea and ornithine. So finally, urea is generated at the end of the urea cycle, and we are getting this molecule of ornithine back for the further action of the urea cycle. So ornithine is again generated in the cytoplasm. This from the cytoplasm again go back into the mitochondria for the further activity of the or further formation of the citrulline. So that is about how exactly this urea cycle is working with the help of 5 steps. So argininosuccinate lyase, that is one of the important enzyme which can be inhibited by the fumarate, which is the product of this enzyme. So argininosuccinate lyase, which is converting argininosuccinate into the arginine plus fumarate, but whatever this fumarate is generated, that can inhibit this argininosuccinate. But mostly this fumarate is one of the intermediate of the TCA cycle, and most of the concentration of fumarate is present inside the mitochondria. So this is avoided by the presence of this argininosuccinate lyase enzyme present in the cytoplasm. So this enzyme is not much affected by that fumarate, because most of the concentration of fumarate that is present in the TCA cycle or inside the mitochondria. So fumarate form may go back into the TCA cycle, whatever generated cytoplasmic fumarate that will go in the TCA cycle to be further converted into the malate, and from that malate oxaloacetate is generated. Here we also needed that aspartate as a combination with the citrulline plus aspartate, that is making argininosuccinate. So this aspartate is again regenerated from the fumarate. So thus urea cycle is linked with the TCA cycle. So it is also a urea bicycle. Urea cycle and TCA cycle are interconnected with the help of aspartate and fumarate. So it is called a urea bicycle. So citrulline plus aspartate, here aspartate is mostly generated from the fumarate. When it is fumarate is helping to make aspartate, fumarate to malate, malate to oxaloacetate, and oxaloacetate to aspartate. This aspartate again go back or convert into the fumarate with the help of urea cycle. So here in this whole reaction, ornithine is considered as a catalyst, because which is entering in the urea cycle, and at the end of this urea cycle it is getting back. So this ornithine is considered a catalyst, and sometimes it is asked as a comment question why ornithine is considered a catalyst in the urea cycle. So you have to remember urea cycle have another name, that is ornithine cycle. So that's all about the main reaction of the urea cycle and in details of the urea cycle.